Off the coast of the South Island of Aotearoa, also called New Zealand by Westerners, is a tiny and craggy island, little more than a quarter-mile of sharp rocks, known as Stevens Island. Before the 1800s, there were no humans on this tiny island. Its placement in cold and wild seas ensured its isolation. There were, however, many species of birds on Stevens Island. Among these birds was the Stevens Island wren. The Stevens Island wren was a small and unassuming olive and brown bird. However, millions of years of evolution on the unique island had made this bird a fascinating anomaly. The lack of any mammals on the island, and the lack of any need to leave an island that contained everything the bird needed, meant that over evolutionary time it had lost the ability to fly. The Stevens Island wren was one of only 3 species of flightless songbirds in the entire world. In the 1890s, a lighthouse was built on the island. With the lighthouse came several houses, lighthouse keepers, and one pregnant female cat named Tibbles. Tibbles was an outside cat, allowed to roam the island freely. Whether she was a good companion, we will never know. Her children were certainly feral. It takes only one generation for cats to return to a feral state. Cats are known to humans as sweet, cuddly, and funny companions, but to wildlife, they are ferocious predators who kill by instinct and not only when they are hungry. The flightless Stevens Island wren had no defenses against such a predator. Within a year of Tibble's arrival on the island, the species was extinct. The story of the Stevens Island wren is not unique. Introduced house cats have been responsible for or contributed toward the extinction of 63 species of birds, mammals, and reptiles worldwide. In the United States, outdoor cats kill between 1.3 and 4 billion birds a year. They may be sweet companions for us, but for wildlife, they are devastating. The feral cat is perhaps the most devastating invasive species worldwide, but not the only one. An invasive species is any species, plant or animal, that causes harm in an environment where it is not native. Invasive species may kill native plants or animals, or take away resources or habitat from them. This is Biggie, a cane toad that lives here at the Brandywine Zoo. In 1935, cane toads were introduced to Australia on purpose to try and control the cane beetle population. But once in this new habitat, the cane toads decided to go for easier prey. Cane toads are voracious eaters and will eat anything that fits in their very large mouths. In Australia, cane toads began eating native insects, fish, small mammals, and small birds and their eggs. Cane toads ate so much that native predators couldn't find enough to eat, and several went extinct. On the human front, cane toads are so poisonous to other animals that losing household pets like dogs to cane toad poisoning is unfortunately quite common. Cane toads have multiplied and spread across Australia and continue to wreak havoc today. Cane toads have also been accidentally introduced to Florida and are starting the same cycle of destruction there. It's not only animals that can be invasive. Invasive buffle grass was brought to the Sonoran Desert of Arizona in the 1930s to act as cattle feed. But buffle grass grows so much faster than native species, it has started growing everywhere in dense patches, outcompeting native plants and wildflowers and reducing food for native animals and pollinators. Buffle grass also burns very easily. The Sonoran Desert is not normally a flammable environment and should not be subject to frequent wildfires. But the introduced buffle grass burns easily and wildfires are now common, threatening to destroy the delicate desert ecosystem and the homes of people who live nearby. Massive efforts are currently underway to remove the buffle grass. So what can you do to prevent the spread of invasive species? Keeping pets like cats and dogs inside can save thousands of native animals and help your pets stay healthier. Cleaning your shoes, boats, fishing, and camping supplies after being out in nature helps prevent the spread of small invasive animals and plants. And of course, never discard an unwanted pet into the wild. This is how a lot of invasive species get their start.
Now it's your turn. Using the materials I provided, research invasive species further and think critically about how you can help solve this environmental problem.